Have you done my camera?
Good evening, everybody. You may have just heard Peter checking if his camera's working.
I was panicking.
I think your camera's working, Peter. I think we're set up. One of us is on it this evening. The other one clearly is not, is he? Checked in and I've done my bit. Where are you? Hey? Missing in action. Anyway, you haven't tuned in to listen to us whinge at each other. How are we all this evening? Are we well? I hope you are good, and I hope you are joining us this evening for a little hour of inspiration. Now, as many of you know, this evening is normally saved for the very talented, very incredible, very wonderful Gwen Fletcher. But sadly, she couldn't make it this evening. So instead, I'm sorry, but you've got me. Good news is Gwen will be back tomorrow with you at 7 p.m. So this week we are bombarding you with content. Of course, we had the shows on Hobby Maker on Monday. We had the live on Tuesday evening. You've now got the live tonight on Thursday evening, and you've got Gwen here on Friday evening. Now, on top of all of this, Emma's also got 2 videos she's sharing with you this week. So we are bringing the inspiration. So hopefully you're having a very inspired week from Team CE. Now, if you are joining us and you're listening to me waffle on endlessly, I am first of all very sorry, and secondly would love to hear if you can hear and see us, because as I tell you every time you join us on one of these lives, me and Pete ain't got a clue. We're just sat here, we're standing here rabbiting on, hoping that the technology is going to work for us. So if you are with us in the room, please do let us know that everything is okay. Getting a thumbs up from the techie corner, so I think we're good. Should we say good evening to a few people and see who's joined us on this very chilly Thursday evening? I don't know if anyone else has ventured outside. I've just been out there. It is chilly. Chilly. I'm like an iceberg. Honestly, some proper chilly.
Need a nice hot cup of tea, don't you?
Oh, nice hot chocolate.
Or
nice hot chocolate, that'd do.
Little mint
All
hot chocolate.
cockles. Okay, should we say good evening to a few people and see who's joining us tonight? Good evening, Kim. Lovely to have you with us. Good evening, Alison, Beth Ann, Sue, Sheila, Sharon, Rose, Kathleen, Hazel, Jasmine. It's so lovely to have you all here. Thank you. The list goes on. Really is a joy to have you here this evening. We are kind of just filling the void, being honest with you, because of course this is meant to be our sneaky peek night. No, not sneaky peek night. Stockist launch night with Gwen. That'll happen tomorrow at 7. So tonight really is just us bumbling about for 60 minutes to hopefully give you a bit of a chuckle. So if you have any questions, if there is anything you would like to know, I can send Pete to find it and we will play with it. So if maybe it is something that you'd like to know about an ink pad or a polish or a mister or an enchanted sprinkle or a particular die that you'd like to know something about, then just yell and we will do our best to help you this evening, because we've kind of got an hour to just rabbit and play. Now, I do, of course, have a few bits of news for you, because no day in HQ is complete without something happening or some new shenanigans going on. So one thing I want to tell you about today is that these have finally, and I do genuinely mean finally, they have been out of stock for a very long time, but this evening these have arrived back in stock and are now back on our sort of stockist website as such. So they're not going to be with the stockist just yet, because as I say, they genuinely arrived in the building today. But if these are something that have been on your wish list for a while, keep an eye on the stockists, because they will be heading out of the doors in their future orders, I'm sure. If you've not seen these two before, these are our sentiment collection stamps. On this one, this is from our floral lace collection. And we've got lots of different sentiments. We've got happy birthday, we've got sent with love, happy retirement, get well soon, birthday wishes, thinking of you, thank you, best wishes. Then we've got some bigger verses. We'll start at the top. We've got sending you all the wishes in the world for the happiest year ahead. Then we have sending love and wishes on your most magical day, sending hugs, hoping you have the most fantastic day filled full of birthday magic to help you celebrate that special day. And then lastly, we have wishing you the most magical birthday filled full of love, presents, cake and wishes for the year ahead. On this side, we've got Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, Season's Greetings, Christmas Wishes, bigger verses, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We've loved this Christmas, thinking of you this festive season. And then swapping around to this way, we've got wishing you all the joy in the world this festive season. And lastly, sending warmth and wishes your way this Christmas. So as I say, they are now back in stock, and keep an eye out for these. Now, I have a feeling Jasmine is in a chunky woolly poncho. I envy Jasmine.
Good old Jasmine.
I do envy the chunky, woolly poncho. I genuinely do.
He'll be dressed
could
in
do
one
with those.
next week. You wait.
And I could a sleeping bag actually,
Yeah.
possibly. Not that it's colder in here than anywhere else. It's just me being cold. So that is one bit of news I have to share with you. I have another bit of news to share with you, and this one took us by surprise. We have been out today on a little mini adventure. That sounds more exciting than it is. We popped to Tesco. That's as good as it gets around here. We genuinely don't escape far, but we did pop to Tesco, and when we was in Tesco's, I had to disappear to the bathroom and I left Pete and I come back and Pete said, "Do you know that you're on this magazine?" And I was like, "What?" He said, "You're on this magazine." And there was my cheeky little face popping out from above the newsstand. And I should know that this was out. I had no idea this was out. So you might already have it already. I thought it came out in December. So it shows what I know. I don't know why I'd got it down as December. I shouldn't confess this. We're meant to look like we know what we're doing. Haven't got a clue really. It's all just smoke and mirrors. But I am going to give you a little flash of this. It isn't like the last time we spoke about a magazine where we'd got the cover gift on it. So this isn't quite as whoop whoop as that, but it is something I wanted you to see because it is kind of cool. Now the free gift in this version or this issue of Die Cutting Essentials is actually a really lovely die, which won't surprise you. It's from Spellbinders. It's one of their stitch ones, which is really cool actually. I've never got the patience, I don't think, but actually having a little freebie like this might encourage me to give it a go. I think my short fat fingers would get in the way, but I'd like to give it a try. So actually bonus, and it is a really lovely bauble. But being completely big-headed, why I'm telling you about this is in here you are going to find a little bit more inspiration. And I don't want to show you all of it, because if I show you all of it, then, you know, that's a bit boring, isn't it? There'll be no surprise for you. We will, of course, give out a little shout-out to one of our stockists. I love the fact they're always in here. Our Cheshire Crafts are always in here, and it's lovely to see them advertised. So let's give us a little flick through, I think. And there's loads in it. It's always a great magazine. I genuinely love this magazine. It really is always filled full of great inspiration. Who doesn't love a whale? And look, little stingrays, little, oh, what do they say? I've lost the thing. A Nemo, what do they say? Is it them? It is the seagulls, isn't it?
I don't know. They do, yeah, they do chat.
They do.
That's right, they do.
Well, what do they say?
Oh,
I've lost it.
Come
I've
on,
gone.
help us. What do the seagulls say on Nemo?
What do the seagulls say?
Laura will know. Laura's
I think
there.
I've gone too far. Oh, no, I haven't. Here we are. See, I wasn't going to show you all of it. But there is more. But I am going to give you just one little flash. This is some cards created with the DL collection. I did these weeks ago. Totally forgot about them, to be honest with you. And then me and Pete sat upstairs in the office yesterday talking about when this was coming out. Wrote it down as December. I don't know why December. Should have remembered because it was Christmas. Wouldn't be December if they were Christmas, I'm sure. But the actual lovely bit with this is they're not so much about Christmas, because this is using our everyday DL collection, which came out last month. But I took them off on a bit of a Christmas trip, shall we say. So they've got our lovely traditional poinsettias, and they've got our ferns on here and season's greetings, and there's lots of other bits and bobs in here as well, lots of other inspiration with that collection. So if you already have that DL set and you would like a bit more insp, have a little look at issue 134, because there is, and I think, did I keep it on the right page? Have a little look for it. I know there's 5 cards. There's 5 projects in there. I remember I made them. I wrote the instructions for them. I should have it embedded, shouldn't I? But 5 different cards in there with instructions using that set. So if you'd like to have a little read through that, or maybe you've already got it because of, unlike me, you're probably way ahead of us. And I know if you have it on subscription, then they post it to you a little bit earlier. So you may already have it. And if you do, let us know in the comments. What did you think of the projects? Are they ones you're going to try? Have you tried the bauble? Have you done some stitching? I'd like to know about that too, because I'm nosy. Do we have any questions in the comments or any things that they'd like
Seagulls.
us to answer?
Is it mine?
It is mine, isn't it?
Mine.
Yeah. That was good.
Was it good?
That was good.
Never to be repeated again.
Await the letter from Disney.
That's right.
But thank you for saving us, because we would have been here all
Well,
night trying
Alison,
to remember that,
even Tracy's on it, Laura, they're all on it.
See, they're much more intelligent than we are. They know what's going on
it.
in the world. We haven't got a clue, have we?
Yeah, Catherine is off to Tesco's though, so.
Oh, yeah, genuinely, I love that magazine. It is. I like all of them, to be fair. I think you get an awful lot of content, and and we said this when we bought our issue. We were talking about it in honesty, the one with the kaleidoscope sections on it. And at £9.99, we couldn't genuinely bring you that amount of dies for £9.99. And you look at the Spellbinders bauble on that one, I don't know how they do it. That for £9.99 and all of the magazine, genuinely is bonkers. I think it's great. Great way to sort of add to your stashes. And I know I'm talking about Spellbinders and that, but it's true. It's a good little bargain to be had. Okay. When we was here on Monday, which wasn't Monday, it was Tuesday, but when we was here for our Monday Night Natter on Tuesday, that's now coming back on Thursday, we told you.
It's amazing they tune in because they must like be so lost.
They'll fit in well. We were chatting about woodware, wasn't we? And all the back in stock woodware stamps. And I said to you that we'd got a demo to do with the woodware stamps. And then we ran out of time. So tonight I thought we'd kick things off by doing the demo with woodware, which is this lovely card. It's very simple, it's not complicated, and it's just really an excuse to play with one of Francois's lovely, lovely stamps, because I really like this one. And I also like the way that a lot of her stamps kind of build up into a collection, if you will. Now, I am going to be honest. I've got them here. I've got my ones, so I'll show you my ones. I find that the artwork and the style that Francois designs in just lends itself so nicely. So maybe you want to have the robins here with the post box, but then you want to add these onto the insert or maybe onto the next page in your like trifold card or your journal or your album. But everything kind of just fits together. So okay, they're not necessarily the same items, but everything is kind of in tune and works well together. And that's what I really love, because it's just building a library, it's building a collection. So this was the collection that Francois launched a few weeks ago. I'm going to say September, maybe. Was it September? Oh, I'm getting just as vague look from you as what's going through my mind. I think it was September. Yeah. September the 7th. 6th? 6th. Maybe. I don't know.
Could have been the 4th.
Could have been. Could have been. So, look, we've got a month. We were doing well. We're down to a month. So this little collection would work really nicely with it. But it is all about, for this one, the back in stock ones and kind of showing you one of those. So what we're going to do to begin with is we are going to go into our Mats and Layers collection, and we're going to delve into these and we're going to bring out our postage rectangles. While we're there, we're going to dig in and we're going to bring out our scalloped edge and pierced rectangles. And I know you've seen me do this a million times, but we're going to take the pierced element from in the size that we wish to work with, and we're going to put the pierced element inside the postage one, and we're going to cut it out. And that is going to give us this beautiful detail. It's going to give us this postage edge with a pierced edge running around the inside of it, which to me gives even more of a stamp-esque feel to our postage set. Now, of course, if you have the deckled edge with the stitch lines, you could take the stitch line out and put that in here instead. Or if you prefer, you could, of course, use a plain one and actually cut this out as an aperture instead, if you prefer. So lots and lots of options on how you're going to be able to interchange those. But for us, we're going to go with this one that I've created with that postage edge, with the stitch detail, or sorry, pierce detail. And we're going to anchor that down in my very messy stamp press. Honestly, it's time I got a new stamp press. This one's falling to bits. And we're going to bring in our lovely Postbox Robins stamp set. I'll give you a number for this in a minute if I remember. I'm going to place that down. I'm going to anchor that around there. I'm going to put it somewhere in the middle. There we go. And we'll give that a little stamp, shall we? And then after I've done this card, we will introduce you to the, I think it's something like 48 designs that are back in stock. I gave you a little flash through them on Monday, which wasn't Monday, it was Tuesday. But now we're on Thursday, we'll have a look for them again, shall we? So you can see all of those. Now I'm going to use our quick dry pigment inks. These are, of course, our Jamie Rogers Crafts ones, and these are great because they are quick dry, so we don't have to worry about smudging it, but they're also pigmented, which means that we can heat emboss them. So while we're working with it, we can add on our powders. We can heat those with a heat gun if we wish to. You can also blend with them, and that looks really lovely too. So if you've got a blending brush, you could go around and age the sides using the same ink. And they're also alcohol marker friendly, which is where we're going to be going with this project. We're going to bring in some alcohol markers and start colouring in that lovely post box. So by alcohol marker friendly, what we mean by that is the ink won't bleed. Some inks, not all inks, but some inks, if we get too close to the lines, which we inevitably do, it will bleed and we will end up taking our nice bright red and turning it burgundy. And you'll end up with all that black ink pouring into it and kind of making it look a bit messy and a bit smudged. So you always want to make sure you're working with an alcohol marker friendly ink pad if you're planning to colour it in with alcohol markers. These ones are also waterproof, so if you'd prefer to colour it in with watercolours or misters, or you wish to colour it in with alcohol markers and then mist over the top, which is a technique that our dear Francoise has got me slightly hooked on. It's not something I've done before, but actually seeing her do it for her shows, that has completely taken me off on a tangent. And I am slightly obsessed with our mica mists because they are the perfect way to add a misty sparkle over the top of these. So I'm not the best colourist, and I think that's actually probably why I'm so in love with that technique, because it actually disguises how bad I colour. And I mean that honestly, we're not always good at everything, are we? And trust me, there's a lot I'm not good at. And one of them things is colouring. I see some people like Francoise, like Ian on our DT, see I'm going over the line already, see I'm not good. Like Ian, like Francoise, like Laura, Siobhan, they're all, Diane, they're all very, very good at colouring, all of them, other than me. I kind of let the side down. So, when that's fine, but it means I need to come up with ways in which I can disguise my terrible colouring. And one of those now, thanks to Francoise, is giving it a little mist with some mica mist, because of that will go on over the top. It will add a lovely mica sheen, and it will kind of distract the eye slightly from my terrible colouring. And I love that. Another one I like to do is clear emboss over the top, or use clear texture paste over the top of them as well. That looks really lovely too. Now I was going to go for a different red for my robins, but I only seem to have one red, so we're going to go off and we're going to colour some robins while we're here. And we don't really need to do all of this, do we? But I kind of get a bit taken away. While I'm colouring, do we have any questions or comments, Peter, this evening?
Alison's asking, evening Alison, she's not asking that. Can you demonstrate the woodware stamp? It looks like different material, please.
Oh,
I like Hessian,
yeah.
what's it called?
Yeah.
Hessian.
It's not Hessian. I can't remember the name of it, but we'll have a little play
I can
with it.
picture it, but I can't think what it's called.
I won't even attempt to go and send you for mine.
It could be fun.
I won't.
I'll see you next week. I'll be here for
I'll
Monday.
open a new one. I'll treat myself.
Julie says that Francoise is her favourite designer.
Oh, I don't blame you. She's incredible. She genuinely is.
She is funny. She's lovely, isn't she?
Yeah. Can I let you into a little secret?
Oh,
I'm gonna get moaned at for this.
Oh.
I am. I'm gonna get moaned at. So prepare here. Just as we went live, Pete said to me, "Have you sent the email?" And I said, "What email?" Because he does that about 30 times a day, in fairness. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. Never too sure what he's going to say. But today it was good. That one was good. He said, "We've got a file from Francoise." Now, I happen to have a little sneaky idea of what that file is going to be. That file is going to be the artwork for her, not next collection, the one after.
Oh, I thought it was going to be
No.
samples or something.
No. When I was chatting to her
that.
yesterday, she said that's going to be coming through in the next couple of days. And I think that's going to be it. So, and I said to him, "Come on, get it up quickly, show us what she's done." And he said, "I can't do it here. I've got to go to a computer." And then we couldn't because it was 7 o'clock. So we had to go live. So now I'm in suspense. Genuinely. I love seeing what she's been up to.
Jasmine says, "Is it vintage textures?"
It could be, Jasmine. That's a very good guess. Probably a very educated guess, because you've probably got much better memory than we have. Because honestly, it gets tricky, and I'm not just trying to make excuses, more a confession. It was always all right when we had a couple of 100 products, but we're now up to, I don't even know, and I should know, about 1,400, I think.
Yeah.
That's it. The memory's gone. I haven't got a clue. I really, really struggle to try and remember them all, and I do try. But yeah, the names do kind of faze me a little. So we're going to go around with black. I might actually go, because if we're working with black, if we don't like it, and you're probably really bored of watching me colour this in, I never imagined I'd colour as much of this in as I am, so I'm sorry. Because it's probably really boring viewing, isn't it? Just watching me colour this in. And I don't think I like that, so I think I'm going to go over it with a darker one anyway. That's the really lovely bit about colouring in with black. If you don't like when you've blended it down, then we'll just go over it again, won't we? We might carry on building that. I want it to look slightly frosty.
Kim's put a link to the stamp using our new website address.
Oh, okay, that's a bit of a clanger, that is, Peter. You should get a naughty star for bringing that up.
It's clearly visible for everyone. I'm not sure why I should get into trouble for this. Just giving me a star.
Just think you should get a little star. I think you should.
We don't know if the link works, but
We don't have the link works. We don't.
We've had tech
Have the link works.
upgrades this week, haven't we?
We're in the process of. Am I allowed to tell them that now you've brought it up?
What are you doing? Oh, yeah, go on then.
We are in the process of having a new website built. It's something we need to do, and it's not ready yet, and it will be a while. So I have got to be patient because I'm one of these people who very much kind of wants everything done yesterday, which is kind of good and kind of bad. It's great because we get lots done. But it's kind of bad because I'm never really happy because I always want to do 20 things more than what I've done, which is kind of frustrating for people around me sometimes. But it's kind of how we drive to always try and be better. But we are trying very hard to build a new website, have a new website built, aren't we? And it's going to be a few weeks, maybe even months off, to be honest. These things don't happen quickly, as I'm sure many of you are aware. When you've heard other people in different walks of life talk about websites, they really can take a lot of time and a lot of effort to get everything right. So yeah, I probably shouldn't be talking about it, but as Pete brought it up, then I will continue
really.
to. Well, you kind of did. You kind of pointed
We can't really
out,
blame Kim,
so.
can we?
Pardon?
We can't blame our dear Kim.
No. Thank you, Kim, for sharing. Kim didn't do no wrong. Why are you blaming Kim? Where did that idea come from? I think that's 2 bad stars for you tonight. Picking on me, Kim. Mentioning the website address. I don't know. But no, one of the stages is adopting our Creative Expressions website address instead of being Jamie Rogers Crafts. So that is something you will see phased in as we go through the next little while and start to sort of build and create and tweak, because it's going to take a while. There's so much going on here at HQ, isn't there? So many different things being constructed and built and attempting to sort of get off the ground all at one time. It is kind of chaotic, but it's an incredibly fun chaos. Every day it's a bit like going to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, isn't it, really? Of the craft world. It's kind of what we're like, really. So I don't know why I'm doing this, because I didn't do this on the original, and I've really genuinely gone off on a tangent, but it's kind of nice to show you how we can blend with these inks, because that's not something we often do. Now, that stamp, and this is where I was kind of going with this, I suppose, because we really don't need to have done all of this. But that stamp, let's go, this is actually probably a good time to segue. Let's take that out for a second. Now, we mentioned that we had got lots of stamps back in stock, didn't we? So shall we have a little look at these while I tried to dig out the one that we're looking for? So this is one of them. This is Worn Notebook. This is a lovely kind of floral-esque background. Lots of different pieces in it. Lots of different words. You've got nature running through there. You've got lots of different bits going in. Discovery, Paris, postage, all these lovely watermarks as well. Then we've got Spring Magnolia. I love this. I don't know if you've seen these, but on the woodware page, and I'm going to give you little sneakies as we go through it. I don't even know which ones of these we've posted yet. I scheduled them all, but I don't know which ones have appeared. So let's share with you a couple. So that's one of the cards I've done with this, if you've not seen it already on the page posted or on the group. This is another one, and this has actually got that mica mist over the top of it. So again, there's a lot of light in this room. You might not see it too great, but it's got a lovely pearlescent sparkle to it. Hopefully that's coming across. I'm not convinced we're not so drenched in light that you're not really going to see it, but it's got a lovely shimmer to that, which is created with the mica mist. I'll show you how to do that shortly, maybe. And then we've got some sayings. So let's get these out of the way. Then we've got curly greetings, and we have got scripted wishes. So on this one, we've got wishing you a happy birthday, just for you, thinking of you, thank you, congratulations. On this one, we've got let's celebrate, party time, best wishes, happy birthday, have fun, and to you. This one's a cool one. I love this. This is the daisy frame. Really like that kind of hoop-esque look to this one, like a cross-stitch hoop to me. Gives me them kind of vibes. Then we've got birthday monster. I love him. I think that is so, so cute. I could even see that being cut out and then adding a little photo behind it. Do you remember, and I'm going to possibly go off on a tangent here, do you remember Play Days at the end of, was it, I don't know if it was Play Days.
Bus.
Was it at the end of the show they used to send in cards from your family, would send in birthday cards and then they'd like hold them up and go, oh, Josh is free today.
Wasn't that Birthday Club or something?
I don't know. I can't remember, but I just remember it was on one of the children's channels. This gives me that vibe.
Yeah.
I can imagine that having the mouth cut out and popped in a photo behind
that's going
it.
back a good few years, isn't it?
All right, Pete. Star 3 for you.
Top
Hat Snowman. All right. Top Hat Snowman is this one. Then we move on to Moose Christmas. Then we have got Maurice Moose. Now this one, I can tell you already, has already sold out here at HQ. That means they're all in the hands of the stockists. But it does mean that there will be a bit of a delay in getting this one back in stock again. So if you have your eye on this one, then you do need to be quick about it because it will be a few weeks till that returns. Then we've got London Elements. Now there is another London one. There is a nice big flag. We'll show you that shortly to go with it. Then we have got 2 tags. These actually have a die set, and the die set is on order to go in and cut those tags out, if that's something you would like to do. Then we have got Be Kind, our lovely big bee. Then we've got Thank You Monster. Now Laura did a lovely card with this one on the woodware page the other day, you may have seen. Really, really cool actually. Then we've got Block Monster. So going back to that lovely cool monster theme, this is another one in the collection where you kind of actually build your own monster and use the different elements, whether it's the eyes, the mouth, the tongue, whatever bits you want to bring in, and then place it together to build up your monster as you wish to have it, which I thought was a really fun idea. Then we have got the wood grain. This is one of my favourites. I love this wood grain. We may have a wood grain stamp under the JRC brand, but actually I really like this one too. The way that Francoise has brought in all these really lovely knots and very detailed aspects is very different to the wood grain stamp we have under JRC, which is actually really lovely because you might want to build up your textures because you don't want it to be too repetitive. So that can be kind of nice to have a couple of different versions. Then we have the geraniums. This one I love, really love this. You're going to notice I like this style quite a lot actually. So there's a lovely card here that I've done using the geraniums to give you a little idea, just going in and colouring that one with alcohol markers. Here's a slightly different version where I framed them and I've added little pearls onto the top of them instead. And then this is one that I think we shared today where I've gone back to the postage stamp edges, same as what we've been using on this demo, and I've kind of coloured it and I've used the mists over the top of it. So a few different options for that one as well. Then sticking with that style, we've got the hydrangea, and this is what I do love because you can really see, and again, we talk about kind of multi-fold projects. I'm starting to see how these would all work very nicely throughout an album or throughout a little booklet or throughout a triptych card because of Francois' style is very much running through these with your postage marks and your scripts and your alphabets, and it all kind of works together. Very, very cool style. The viola works in the same sense, very much on the same sort of trend and style as the ones that we've previously been looking at. They're part of her journal collection. Then we've got the sweet pea, again, kind of goes in with that theme. Slightly different on kind of a few of the elements with this one, but it's kind of on the same page too. Then we've got this one, the one that we're working with. This is the Robin Post. So on this one, we've got our lovely stamp that we've used so far. We've got Robin Mail, we've got the envelope, and we've got Have a First Class Christmas. We'll keep that out so we can talk about it again shortly. Now, another one of our London ones, this is the London postcard. So this is one big stamp, and you've got all of your elements on there from Big Ben, the little fob watch, and the London bus. Then if we carry on going through these, another one of our monster ones. This one is the Huge Monster to feed into that collection. And then we will get to that stamp I'm looking for, I promise. Then we've got Nature's Page. Then these are cool. I really like this set too. And I love the way that Francoise does this. She makes these lovely little sets. We've got the old paper tag. Very, very cool. Then we've got the old envelope. Then on top of that, we've got the old postcard. Now looking at this, I reckon, and I'm pretty adamant on this, I am, yeah, I felt I was, this would fit in your envelope if you wanted it to. It doesn't have to fit in it necessarily, but it would fit very nicely going with it. So if you look towards that little set there, bringing in you the postage marks, the hashes, the dots, the butterflies, all of these different pieces, they're going to work so nice across that set. That really is a little trio that's going to come in super handy. One that I also think would go in well with that is the old letter background stamp, giving you the scripts and the postmarks on that one too. Going back to one of the other styles, this one's the hollyhock stamp. Then we have got the faded gingham, another great background stamp. And then a couple of Christmas ones, Loving Christmas and Christmas old labels. Then sticking with the label, we have the old label set here. Now this one again has a die and that is on order, so you can go in and cut these elements out. And then we've got 9 tags. That one again has a die and matches in with the other tag one that we looked at a little while ago. Now talking of the vintage aspect, the vintage typewriter is another favourite, and I love this because these little sayings can fit onto the paper in the typewriter. So you've got, admit it, life would be boring without me. You are just the right type. Thinking of you today and every day, and a message to wish you a happy birthday, as well as love and hello. Then just a few more of these to go through. Birthdays galore, giving you lots of different sentences. Twice the wishes for a happy birthday. Wishing you a very happy birthday. To a wonderful friend, happy birthday. Let's celebrate. I don't know if I'd use that one with that one, but that could be on the outside, that could be on the inside. It's your special day, that'd work. I hope you have a very happy birthday. And then down the side here, you've got may all your wishes come true. And then we've got another one that matches in with the label. So this is the label page. Then we have got our monster gallery. Love this. And there's a couple of cards here I've made with the monster gallery, whether we want to go off on the blue tangents or whether we want to go for the purples and the oranges. Both very, very cool. And I think these are good for kids cards as well, aren't they? You know, it's not always easy to make children's cards, but that one or that set certainly does that for us. We haven't gone past it, have we? Oh, I can. How has that happened? How is that over there?
It's like
honestly, it's like we knew. This one's lovely. This one is the Dream Machine. Very cool with the light bulb and the little butterflies going through it. Another one that would fit perfectly with our Robin sort of postage set. We have this time got the old owl Christmas mail even. And of course, we've got the owl coming there for the little bag full of letters. We've got some letter elements. We've got our tags. We've got our Christmas mail. Happy Christmas. Santa Post. What a cool watermark. That's going to look lovely and actually match up perfectly with that set to continue your postage theme. Just 3 more to go. Rusty Robots. Exactly what it says on the tin. Then we've got birthday tape words. And on here we've got birthday happy belated. Wishing you a fun-filled and so many more. You get the idea. And then the last one is birthday strips, giving you, wishing you a happy birthday. Today we celebrate you, many happy returns and lots more of those. And this one is the one where we were actually going to. This is the one that we were going to talk about. This one is our vintage fabric. So we're going to dig into that one and we're going to get rid of all of these and place them off to one side. And we're going to go into the vintage fabric set. So I can see Kim's asking, which machine do I use? I use the Pro Cut, cut by Cut and Caboodle. Cut and Caboodle? Try that again. Kit and Caboodle. I genuinely would recommend it. It is an amazing machine. It's one I often say is brilliant, and it truly is brilliant. I love it. I'll try and give you a flash of it. I think we can reach it. It's electronic. It's bright pink, not that that matters, and they did do them in blues and teals, but lots of different colours are available. But it is a great machine. You will be able to find that at Highlight Crafts. They are the parent company for that brand. Do have a little look. I'm pretty sure they're out of stock currently and not due back in till early next year, because I was after one for myself. So I did make the call to find out. But in my opinion, I would hold out. It is genuinely a brilliant machine. One of the bits I love about it is that the plates do not warp. These are my plates. I have had them for a very long time. I'll give you a little flash so you can see them. This is how many times I've cut into this on both sides, and it is still as flat as a pancake. I don't know of another machine that does that, to be honest with you. If anything, and we were chatting about this the other night on Monday Night's Live, that was actually on Tuesday, I'm going to replace my magnetic shim for this before I replace my cutting plate. And that's no shade towards the magnetic sheet. It's done me really well. You can see I have used and used and used and used it. It really has been put through its paces. But like we were chatting on Monday, the more we use a magnetic sheet, a bit like dough, we roll it out further and further, and we end up that it kind of grows a little bit. And yes, we can snip it off, but it's actually thinned down slightly, and that can affect, I mean, we can build it up with a piece of card and shim it to build us back up to where we need to be, but it might just be easier for me to add a new one into my next shopping basket and get one so that I don't have to worry. But in lifetimes of plates, I often find that it's this I'm replacing before I'm replacing the cutting plates, and that's a miracle. After dealing with cutting machines for over 20 years, I've never had it happen that way round. It's always been the cutting plates are the first things to go, and your magnetic sheets far outweigh them if they've got them or got other plates. But it comes with all of the plates you need. It even comes with a rubber mat to do your embossing. And the price point wise, I think the recommended retail price, and I really am going off on a tangent here, so forgive me if I'm miles off. I think the recommended is $169.99. I feel, but I'm going to be honest, they're often on special offer. I think the last one I paid was $125.
Yeah, something like
I
that.
think it was about 125, something like that. Maybe before Christmas. Before Christmas? Before Christmas?
Before Christmas?
Before Christmas? I think it was around then, weren't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, keep an eye on Highlight Crafts. I'm sure they'll come back in stock and you'll be able to get them. If you have any more questions, please let me know. Okay, where was we? We'd stamped this. We were going to delve into this stamp, weren't we? So this, of course, is vintage fabric. As I said to you the other night, on Tuesday night, this is genuinely one of my favourite stamps. I absolutely love this. It has got so many different pieces and textures hidden within it. You may actually remember when I worked for the original Creative Expressions and I used to do shows for them, this would often appear on my shows because I just love it. It's got such a forgiving pattern to it and a forgiving style to it. Now we would stamp this if I found it. Found my stamp press. So actually, we're going to do the first thing I wanted to do with it actually, before we go into the second. We're going to just go around the edges, and we might not necessarily do this because this doesn't fit this stamp as well. But all we're going to do is, and forget maybe the image, but it's going to give you an idea. We're just going to touch it around the edges and add in some texture because we can kind of pick different elements from this and build up a bit of a frame, and we don't necessarily need this to be perfect. We're just trying to build that vintagey theme. But I think we often forget that we can just go in and pick elements off of a stamp. We don't have to use all of it. We don't have to use all of the pieces. Let's go for a bit down this side. I'm going to get covered in ink, honestly. Didn't plan for that, did I? And we could load this onto a block or a press if we want to, but I really don't actually want it to be too perfect. I'm deliberately trying to make it a bit patchy because that's kind of where I want it to be. I want it to be a bit forgiving and a bit messy. Now, as I say, this might not work that well with this stamp, but that's fine because it's the idea we're looking at. And then I will stamp it properly for you to see it stamped properly. Well, I might even find a cloth to clean up with, if we're good. Going to go back up into that top bit, and then we're going to pick some of this. Oh, we haven't used that corner, have we? I like that one. Can we get some of them flowers to come through? We'll overstamp that bit over there, and we're going to go back into that patchy bit. So quite easily you can see that we've just kind of gone round and we've added to that vintage effect, kind of built into this piece. We're going to bring one up into that corner. Now, as I say, this might not be the stamp that you would team with this style, but as we're working on this project, it's not a bad place for us to be and a thing for us to play with. Because I want to add in more to this vintage effect, what we're then going to do is we're going to go for some of our mica mists. And we're going to give them a good shake, and we're going to use the gold pearl to begin with. And we're going to mist that over the top because that will feed into that kind of vintage look that we want to work with. And then we're going to go in for our next one, which is our copper pearl, again giving us a nice vintage effect. And we're going to mist that over the top of that too. Now, if you didn't want it on the post box, you didn't want it on the robins, you could easily go in and blot that away. But actually, I kind of like that. We'll leave that to one side and we will see how that dries. I might, because we've got it, here I go, getting carried away. We're going to add some white in as well, because that will dilute that down and it will add in that little white hue, because we want to give it a kind of a snowy theme too. And we're going to take this, we're going to leave it to one side, and we'll see how that dries. By the end of tonight, I'm going to give it to Pete, and we'll let him remind us that we need to show you how that dries, because I will forget, because I do forget, because I have a memory like a fish. We'll put some water on our mat, and we'll see if we can find a cloth to clean up. Any questions while I'm looking for a cloth, Peter?
No, I don't think so. A lot of love for the kit and caboodle machine.
It is genuinely a brilliant machine, and I always feel tricky because you kind of think, because I go on about it so much, that I must in some way be associated to it, or you know, have some sort of, genuinely there is no association. I know we live in a world where we expect people to get, what do they call it?
Kind of endorse it, and you get not a commission.
What's the word I'm thinking of that all the Instagrammers get?
Royalty.
No, not royalty.
No.
Oh, honestly, I'm not with it, am I? What is that they call that? They get like a payment, don't they? An affiliate.
Affiliate scheme.
Affiliate links, things like that. Well, there's none of that. It's just a genuine truth that it's a great machine, and if I like it and I've tried it, it doesn't matter to me where it comes from. If it's the best I've found and it makes your crafting easier, then I'll be honest about it. And yeah, many machines have gone through my hands in the last few years, and that genuinely is the one that I rant and rave about. I did really love the Gemporium machine. That was a very good machine, but then they discontinued that. So yeah, the kit and caboodle was kind of next on my hit list, and I haven't really turned back from that ever since, because it's such a great one to work with. So this stamp, this is of course actually stamping with it fully, and now maybe you might be seeing what I kind of rant and rave about this one for. It has got that very forgiving style to it, hasn't it? Very cool effect. Now, of course, we can go in and we can colour in at each area, and we might do that actually, because we are kind of tangenting, aren't we? We're really not finishing our robin. Don't let me forget I haven't finished the robin. We will go back, I promise. But while we're here, and this stamp isn't what I would class as a pattern match stamp. You know, we often bring you pattern match stamps under the Jamie Rogers Crafts brand, where the stamp literally continues, and we've started doing them as well for Creative Expressions. Some of the autumn collection did that. So like the pumpkins, for instance, one pumpkin would end on one side and it would pick up on the other, so you could extend it and extend it and extend it. This isn't necessarily designed in that format. The pieces don't necessarily link up, but because of the way the stamp is designed, it's very forgiving. So we kind of can carry this on, and if we get a little overlap, it doesn't matter. Give that a good push down. We're asking this stamp to do a lot of work for us. There's a lot of elements in this stamp. It's kind of novel that you get a stamp with so much pattern all on one A6 plate for us to kind of work with. And I seem to have picked up a line from somewhere. I don't know where that's come from. We'll have a look at that in a second. See if we can find out what that is. Oh, there we go. Gone. I think it's come off my ink pad, to be honest. Okay, and then we'll move that down and we'll do our third one. Now, should we change the direction of the stamp? Maybe that might be nice. Where are we? Should we go with it being that way so that we're not pattern matching to each corner each time? That might be a nice idea. We'll go back over with the same ink. We'll give that a push down. So me and Pete was talking today, and we are going to give away the card that we are making this evening. Are we chuckling? Who said what? Why are we chuckling?
Alison's back to her Avon days. She says you could sell the Pro Cut on the street corner, where it all started with your Hoover and the glue. What was the Hoover? Well, I can't remember the Hoover.
I don't remember the Hoover.
I know we...
Is Alison been selling Hoovers on street corners? We could do with a new Hoover.
We could do with a new Hoover.
Our new Hoover at home is perfect, in case anyone's wondering, but we need a new Hoover for the warehouse, don't we?
We do.
Keep carrying ours around like a travelling circus.
Like Kim and Aggie on the move.
Kim and Aggie on the move. Is that going to be our new nicknames for this week? Kim and Aggie's Travels.
I think we have a lot of names.
We do have quite a few names. There's always
we need some badges, don't we?
What,
today.
Different badge for each day?
Yeah.
different. See, look how that's building up. Now, of course, you don't want to watch me stamp 87 panels of this, but if you thought about scrapbooking, or you're into scrapbooking, or you're thinking of doing bigger projects, then absolutely you could be doing that with this. It would work perfectly. Now, just quickly, and I don't know, was it Jasmine who asked about this? I feel it was a Jasmine. Was it Jasmine's question?
I think so.
I feel it was Jasmine. Now, of course, you could, I don't know why I asked why it was Jasmine. Why did I ask why it was Jasmine?
I don't know.
No, I don't.
I rolled with it.
But you're going to just roll with it, are you? Honestly, it's a dangerous environment for this evening. Why did I want to know who asked? Jasmine, I don't know. Did Jasmine ask actually for like a proper demo with this stamp, or was it just an in general, could we have an actual look at it?
I don't think it might have even been Alison who asked.
Oh, well, this is no good, is it? We're really going off on a tangent.
We're really bad. We're
not good, are we?
We need Gwen.
I feel you're the one who's meant to keep us on track. And you've let me down. Third star for you on the chart tonight.
Our Alison, the Avon lady.
Who
not
sells
an Avon.
hoovers?
Yeah, it's not an Avon lady. She said you had a new Hoover and said it was good and we could sell them on the corner.
Did I? We have got a very good new Hoover.
We have.
It's a shark. Which my problem is every time I talk about it, I want to sing Baby Shark.
I know, I was thinking that.
It's shark. You can't, no more than like 10 seconds because you'll get another letter. You've already got one coming tonight.
Have I? Oh yeah.
Yeah, Disney.
Mine.
I don't know who
Mine.
I don't know who, no, don't do it again. I don't know who did Baby Shark. Is that Disney related?
Oh, I don't know. I think we should need to move away from that.
I always think it's funny when you get all these letters.
We haven't had a letter yet though.
Now this is going to take me off on a different tangent.
And then the couriers can't find us half the time.
No, exactly, that's true. But that's our fault. We haven't yet hung a sign. If you don't hang a sign on a warehouse, then no one's going to know that you're there. We're kind of incognito, aren't we? What was I going to say? Oh, that's it. I was trying to get you for your next letter. This is giving me Dolly Parton vibes, A Coat of Many Colours.
Mm-hmm.
You could sing a little bit of that for us next.
I'll say that for you.
I could sing it. I'm not going to sing it. We don't want these poor people to completely
The numbers,
think we've lost the plot.
the viewers have stayed quite stable tonight. They
Have
might
they?
just drop off in a minute.
Especially if we start singing. I don't know how much of this I'm doing or why. Just because I've got a bit carried away, I think. This happens far too often, doesn't it? But this is kind of what I was thinking with this. It's very easy to go in and just add colours in different areas. And what we're going to do is after we've coloured it, we're going to mist it like we did that other stamp.
Reminds me of an old patchwork quilt type thing.
Dolly Parton's Coat of Many Colours, I'll have you know. Don't go rebranding it now.
Don't wear an old quilt.
No, but her mum made her a coat of many colours when she was a child and she got bullied at school for it. All the other kids picked on her. It was made from hand-me-downs.
I think Jasmine wants you to sing 9 to 5.
Is that what she's requested?
I don't know, she's just put 9 till 5 question mark.
This isn't a karaoke show.
It's not a request, is it?
Only because of simply I can't sing. And I can tell you now, Pete can't sing either. So I really wouldn't recommend you try and encourage singing. It's not pretty. What are we thinking? Do we like the look of this? You might not. I think it's lovely. And I've, of course, stamped in black. And you don't have to stamp in black. We could have done this in embossing powders. We could have done this in all different finishes. We could, of course, add more to it. I gave you my tray, didn't I? I'm looking for my tray. I gave it to you. I'm sorry. Thank you. Do you want to take the post box and leave it somewhere safe to dry? Thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll bring this back. And we'll cut that down, possibly. I think I put my scissors upstairs. I did put my scissors upstairs. Do not fear, we will rip. I just don't want this bit, so I can put it in the middle of my tray. That's fine. We'll use that later. And should we go with... I think we're going to go back to misters. Should we go back to these? Should we go back to the same colours? If we go to the same colours, it might tone it down slightly. So we'll go in for our copper over the top. I need to remember to share photos with you when these things dry, because I'm very good at doing these and then kind of just holding on to them. And what I love about misting over black ink, and I don't know how well you're going to see it, but the black ink will then take on that colour, and you end up, oh, I might want to bring in some green actually. I'm going to use Sage Pearl on this one as well.
Dawn, how rude.
What's she
She said,
saying?
don't sing yet, I'll get me gin and tonic first.
You'd need more than one.
I just don't think she wants to miss out. That's the
If
thing.
you're going to...
She's not saying that she needs to drink to sort of blur us out.
To survive the singing. I think she would. I think anybody would. It's not
I think
recommended.
you need a double vodka, wouldn't you?
You can't encourage drinking. Fourth letter. Next back star.
Oh.
So there we have a coat of many colours. Kind of effect. A patchworky styling. That's not too shabby, is it? I really like that. We'll see how that dries as well.
Dolly down here. We'll have Debbie McGee, and we haven't mentioned Debbie.
We
for a
haven't
long
mentioned.
time.
I try to stop talking about Debbie McGee because again, I think we're going to get letters.
Where is she? What have you done with her?
She's over there on her box. She's there. She's where she's meant to be. Debbie is fully in place and ready for her next outing.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so shall we go back to where we was? Anyone who joins us for the first time must wonder what on earth we're on about. You going off in search of Debbie McGee in a box, as if it's just a normal thing that's going to happen. Okay, so onto our card. We're going to start building up our layers. So we've gone for black card. We're going to go for white card. We're going to try and keep you on track as you just snigger in the corner, you and Debbie.
She says, oh no, I really want to hear this. I'll get the bottle.
Get the bottle.
Dawn.
So we're just going to keep building up using our foundations card. So you don't get any of this with any of the other
they're all
crafty
professional.
demonstrators, do you?
No.
Here you are, racking up your letters of complaint, encouraging drinking. It's not good. Okay.
Diane, please note I'm not joining in with this. I love you, Diane.
With the singing or the drinking?
Well, I don't know. What are you not joining in with?
I think it's
Diane,
best to
that's the
just avoid
question.
all Diane.
Yeah.
Stay distant.
You lead me astray, Diane. As soon as you appear, it gets worse.
Okay, and then we're going to bring in our letters. So these are one of the stamps that are separate, that we can add in and dot around on our image. You don't have to, but I think it looks really fun. I know that Francoise, when she did a couple of her cards, she put them so the letters were actually either going in the post box or in the robins' mouths, which looked really cool as well, because it looked like it was flying through the air, delivering the letters, which I thought was super cute. Now what I am going to do with this one, and I have left it to now so I can do it, and then we can leave it to dry, and then we'll give it away, is we're going to go in with some glue, and we're going to place in our snow. So we've got these little snow mounds that have sat up here on top of the post box. So we're going to add on some of our dry clear glue. We're going for quite generous amounts because we want to make sure that we can get a nice bit of sparkle going on them. And then we're going to add a bit in down here as well so that our post box is sat down within the snow. Because if it's been falling enough to sit on the post box, it's going to certainly be on the ground, isn't it? So we're going to go across that area. And then we'll go for our lovely Creative Expression Snow Sprinkles. Because these are a nice chunky glitter and they've got lots of sort of shard sizes to them and a nice finish. So we'll bring in a piece of copy paper. And then so we don't get caught up on any of them additions that we've stuck on, I'll tip down from one side and we'll add these over the top. Now, of course, if you were doing this at home, you don't have to do it in this order. You might have chose to do that before you've added all of these pieces on. But I want to hand this off to Peter and make sure that we send this out to our winner. Not that we got as far as our question. I feel we was distracted by the arrival of your guest.
Many things. I guess.
Your guest. You're distracting me now, you and your guest. And now I'll tip glitter over the counter. So we'll just sneakily get rid of that bit. So our question this evening, to win the cards that we create, not that we're on much of a roll, so it might not be many, but the first card that we've created, what me and Pete would like to know, in our little jolly out today to Tesco's, we did pop into another store, The Range, and why we was there, we was inundated by Christmas. I don't know if any of you have been shopping. It's the first time we've been shopping in weeks, and everywhere was absolutely packed full of Christmas goodies, decorations, presents, the lot. And our question this evening is, with Christmas in mind, and I know it's early, what's on your Christmas list this year? What's the top item, the big item, the number one item, or maybe even just a silly little stocking filler that you're really excited to ask for? Let us know in the comments. This can be silly, it can be sensible, it could be generous, it can be whatever you wish for it to be. It's just us being nosy. What is on your Christmas list this year? Have you even given it any thought? Or are you like me, still pining after summer and totally oblivious to the idea that Christmas is coming, and was very shocked to find it had arrived in such a big way out and about today? But I suppose it's sensible, isn't it? Summer's kind of drifting out and winter's drifting in seasonal sort of areas of stores, so it makes sense. Are you at any point going to take the Debbie McGee mask off, or have I got this for the rest of the evening?
Yeah.
This is what I have in the left of my eye.
I do it to distract him.
This is what I have to put up with. Again, do you think John or Phil or Lisa or any of the other people who do lives have to tolerate this?
We're here to educate, inspire.
We are, and I don't feel you're giving education.
Comedic value?
No, comedic value is not part of the course. This is not what they tune in for. They tune in for inspiration, not distraction.
Sorry.
Okay, for our next project, we're going to do this little card. Now, this little card isn't my card at all, and this isn't something I often get to do. But I fell in love with this card, and this card is made by our very talented Laura, who's on our design team. And I looked at this and I fell in love, and I thought it would make a really lovely little project for us to do this evening. So apologies, Laura, for stealing your card, but it's too good to not demo. So I thought we'd have a little play and see what we could create along a similar line or a similar theme. So apologies, I never do this, but I kind of got taken away with this one. I just thought it was so cute. And I love dinky cards, and because I never do dinky cards, I thought it would be nice to do a dinky card. So this one's literally quite tiny, which is actually super, super cute. So if we bring in a rule to give you an actual measurement, we're looking at 5 inches by 5 inches, which to me is minute for a card. It's something I don't often do. I tend to sort of radiate more to 8 by 8 cards, in honesty, or one of my favourites is 10 by 7. So when we go as small as 5 by 5, kind of a bit out of my depth, which is lovely because it's nice to see different takes and different ideas and different styles. So let's get these bits out of my folder so that we can construct this project. So we're going to start off by actually looking at our card blank. Now this is an out of the packet card blank. It's a Craft UK card blank. So you can get these in a pack. So I don't know, I think there's something like 30s or 40s in a packet, something along them lines. And we've just chose to use one of these, and we're going to bring in our square dies. Now again, we sort of chatted about this with the last demo. One of the bits I love with these is that your pierce details or your stitch details are completely independent from the outside edges. So for this project, what Laura's chose to do, which I really like, is to bring in just the stitch line and place it onto the card blank and send it through. And what that's going to do is it's going to create this lovely detail for us. Now on this one, I've chose to do this with the pierce detail. So the pierce detail comes with the scallop squares. The stitch detail comes with the decollage squares. So it's down to you which one you wish to go with. I've brought these ones in so I can share them with you. This is the decal and stitch. So that's how the set looks. The scalloped and pierced are currently out of stock here at HQ. So again, that means they're in the hands of the stockists. They will come back in, but it's still a couple of weeks, I believe, till they're coming back, isn't it? So if you've got them on your shopping list, do have a little look around, or as I say, just always honesty, they'll be back, but it'll be a couple of weeks till they're back. So we're going to go for the stitch ones as Laura did, but on this one, pierced ones for our finished example. So now we have our dotty line running around this. We're then going to start to build up on it. Now something I absolutely love is our patchwork collection. Now if we dig down a little bit in my pile here, I can share these with you. Now I wanted to bring all of them in for you this evening because, and I say this and I've missed one because I'm sure there's 6 in this collection. There is 6, there it is. So what I wanted to mention were these, and I probably did when we bought you the original DLs or the DL collection. That was a bit of a clue, wasn't it? I called them the original DLs. Does that mean there's more coming, Peter? Who knows? The original DLs, they come with these fancy edges running around the sides of them. And these fancy edges, in a lot of cases, match up to the ones you're going to find within this set. They're not all the same, but there is quite a bit of a crossover. And that's deliberate. See that you've got small squares and DLs that all coordinate throughout. Another thing that we did was we took this lovely fretwork square and we turned that into a DL panel because I really love this style of design and I wanted to do more with that one. With that said, I think lots of these you're going to see more of in time, but actually as a collection, how these work is you have your main die. So for instance, you've got your music die. That has no attached outside edge. The edge is a separate edge, and there is a separate edge in here, just a flat line. So you can choose to trim that out if you wish to have it as a separate panel, or you can leave it attached to your card. Then your frame is a completely independent die. It has an edge on either side of it, and then it debosses or cuts in, depending on which frame we're looking at, the pattern that you see running around the side of it. And you can of course use them completely independently, or you can mix and match them in between the rest of the set. And this is what this was all about, is giving you that mix and match ability. Now Laura chose to use the music notes one. So I'm going to see if I can find that one on my little board here. So if I bring these in, I've actually gone off on a tangent. There wasn't 8 in this collection, was there? No, I've got 2 polka dots. Why have I got 2 polka dots? And what's missing? Oh, it's like a game of Snap. We'll go for the music one. So here with our music one, this is what I mean about having a separate outside edge. And then of course, and I don't know which frame comes with which, but that's your different frame to give you an idea. And this is what I love. All that interchangeability means I never have to put them back in the right place either. So I never know which one's which. We're going to take the music note one and we're going to place that down onto our magnetic sheet. And we're going to choose to use the outside edge with this because we're going to want to make sure that that trims out as an independent item. And we're going to find a piece of mirror card and we're going to pop that over the top and we're going to send this through. Have we had any Christmas wishes yet, Peter?
We've had a few.
Your
Yes.
flashback on one. What's been on the board so far?
Well, there's quite a lot. Kathleen would like. Oh, hello, bit of a. Kathleen would like a supermarket dash around your warehouse to save you a fortune.
Oh, that could be fun, couldn't it?
Catherine would like mostly money so she can buy more crafty goodies.
That's no judgment. We are here for that idea.
Absolutely.
Understand that completely. Feel that one. I like the idea of the dash around the warehouse though. We could have like a supermarket sweep, couldn't we? We could have a supermarket sweep and we could have inflatables.
You want to get your inflatable banana out again, don't you?
Well, there's always a need for an inflatable bonus.
Probably made Wendy choke on her drink again.
Well, stop that and behave.
Rose would like a bigger house to store all of her craft supplies.
I don't know if Father Christmas is going to run to a bigger house unless he's feeling rich, but we could try. So our panel is now cut. Now I've gone for silver mirror card, but we are going to go for gold for the project as inspired by our dear Laura. So these have been cut out ready, but actually don't they start to show how we could start doing our drop shadow effects with these, and that would work really nicely. Or maybe, and this is something I don't often feel we do a lot of, but mixing and matching our gold and our silvers together. We do it a lot in jewellery, don't we? We often have our sort of gold band with our sort of silver or diamond-esque finishes in them, but yet when it comes to card making, quite often people feel that we shouldn't cross or use gold and silver together, but actually seeing how nice they look together, we could offset them and then we could put something in the middle of them and actually do it on a slightly larger card. But we're going to stick to what we're meant to be doing, and we're going to go for the gold panel for this one. And we're going to go to our glue trick. So we're going to find our blending mat, we're going to bring in our blending tool, and we're going to put some glue out onto the mat. This, of course, is the blending tool I saved just for glue, so that it's always ready to go, and I don't mind then that this bit kind of gets a bit crusty and a bit covered. It's ready to use every time I need it, and I keep it in a separate place, a little tub in a drawer. Then we're going to go over the back of our panel, and we're just going to add some glue on, and this is just quicker than me going through all of these intricate pieces. Even with an ultra fine bottle, that's going to be a bit of a time consuming job, where with this I can just go over all of the elements I need get them all in one easy quick finish. And then we're going to go for a 10th fold card. So we're going to add this onto the middle. We're going to bring in our cutting plate mat once again and place that down just to give me something transparent that I can see through and firm that I can push on to make sure that that applies pressure all over that die cut without getting any glue on me or transferring any glue into any areas that I don't want it to be in. We're then going to bring in our angel set. Now this is one of Sue's new Christmas dies. Now I am absolutely in love with these. There are 3 of the angels in this set. We are going to focus in on this one here in the set. This one, I think this was 2020. And I think we've got 2020, 2023 and 2024 maybe by memory. But these are the miniature versions. So with the original angels, which Sue has done one of every year for forever, are quite big dies. This year we decided what we would do is we would shrink them down and bring them to you in mini form. I just think these are super, super cute. They're approximately about 2 3/4 inches, 3 inches maybe, depending on the angel you're looking at and how quite you want to measure it from a wingtip to base, but about that roughly. But there's 3 different ones in this set and they're super cute and great for working with, especially if we do want to do smaller projects, or maybe we want to do some kind of Christmas giftwares or decorations, bits like that. They're just perfect for them kind of projects too. Now the one I've chosen to go for, I've already gone in and I've coloured in, so that's this angel here. And I've just used some alcohol markers to add some colour. I've gone for a purple dress. Laura went for a lovely light blue one. And we're going to place her on just on one side of that lovely frame, and we're going to 3D her wings, so they've got a little bit of dimension to them. Then on the other side of this frame, we are going to bring in the word joy. Now in this Christmas release from Sue, she's done 2. She's done joy and peace. And these are quite big dies. Both of them come with an outside shadow. And the outside shadow means that we can cut the solid plate for them to go onto. And then they all, or both, have individual letters that we can work with. And on each of the letters, there are different debossed patterns. So you've got little holly elements, you've got little mittens, you've got all different Christmas related pieces, excuse me, debossed into each letter. Being independent, you could of course mix and match the letters to make up different words and different styles and different ways. But if you wish to, you can of course add them onto that backing plate, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the foam tape off of the back of this, and we're going to place that going down the side here of our little patchwork tile. And then we're going to bring in the letters. We're going to add some glue onto the reverse of these and place them perfectly on top of those panels. So we'll start off with our Y. We're going to bring back in our blending foam exactly the same as we did before. I'm going to load that one up and place it on. Had any other Christmas bits as I'm gluing my letters on, Peter?
Sue would like a ticket to the opening of the warehouse with a B&B thrown in.
Okay. Again, another great competition prize that would be, wouldn't it?
But no, a lot of wish lists for your dies.
Oh, that's lovely to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Listed dies and bits.
That's nice to hear. Always lovely to know that we're making your wish lists. Okay, then let's bring in our J for the top there. And there we have our very super cute, in my opinion, adorable little card as inspired by the incredible creation by Laura, which I thought was just so adorable. I felt we had to share it with you. And it's actually really nice to see, again, different brands as such, because we've got the Jamie Rogers Crafts music patchwork die coming in, and playing, of course, with the new Sue Wilson collection, perfectly in harmonious festiveness.
Look at you, check you out.
Did you like that? Did you like that? Harmonious festiveness. If you haven't seen the Sue Wilson Christmas collection, the other one I wanted to bring in and share with you is this one, because this one, again, these are independent dies, and I wanted to check this actually, and I haven't, so I'm going to do it now, so forgive me while we look at this. But yes, what I was thinking, we could easily add this on around the edge of that tile to add a pierce detail cut into our card as well, because when this one cuts, it's going to cut that perfect pierced dot in all the way around. So that could look quite nice if we wanted to add more to this. We could have also used the outside edge and actually created a panel that could then be raised up, and all of that could be slightly elevated on that panel. I feel this is a really cool set that actually, although it's part of Sue's festive release, of course there's nothing festive about this. we could use this all year through. I think you'll see a lot more inspiration with this one coming up in the next few months, because I think it's one I'm going to use a lot of. I love the idea that we could thread ribbons and pieces for its strings, maybe do some vintage crossboards and put bits posted into it. I just think it's a really fun one. So I feel you'll see a lot more inspiration from that coming forward. But there's just a few of Sue's dies featured on this project. How are we doing for time? Are we over our hour yet? You told me I was only allowed an hour this evening, because if not, I'm going to send them all to sleep. That's what he said to me, you all. He said, no more than an hour, because you've already subjected them to you on Tuesday. So we can't keep them here forever tonight, because they're not going to want to hear it. They've got an evening to have. And you have got Gwen tomorrow night. So I think we should possibly call it a day at 2 and be good and stick to our just over an hour, don't you? But Gwen will be back with you tomorrow evening for another hour filled full of inspiration. Tomorrow night, Gwen will be covering the Stockist launch for the Dies to Dot Part 2 collection. Now, I know that I shared a little bit with you from this collection on Tuesday nights live, and I know Gwen's got lots planned for you tomorrow night, but this is the brand new release that's come out this week. I'll do it this way because I can't do it that way. My arms aren't big enough. It just don't work. So let's show you properly, just quickly. So Gwen will be sharing lots more inspiration from this release with you. If you haven't already caught it, if you haven't already seen it, if you haven't already ordered it, I know we've done a little bit with it. It was on Hobby Maker on Monday. We did the sneaky peek for it last Thursday with Gwen. And then on Tuesday, we had a little bit of a play with it and did a demo here with it. And then tomorrow night, Gwen will be bringing you more inspiration from this collection. So if you have any questions, or if you'd like to see more from it, maybe you've got it on order and en route already, you just want to see even more inspiration, then check out Gwen's live right here on the Creative Expressions page tomorrow evening at 7 p.m, where she'll be taking a little look at all of this little lot and be telling you about the stockists that it's available from. Just quickly, I can tell you that the Art of Craft, Hobby Maker, Julia Watts Crafts, Into Craft, Crafts for Everyone, Craft Mania and Affordable Crafting all have this set available. I think there might also be a couple of other stockists that have ordered it since launch that may have it too, so do have a little look around, but I'll give Gwen an updated list tomorrow evening so that she can share with you the most up-to-date stockist list and make sure that you're kept in the loop. Also, the stamps that we had a little look at, we had a little flick through the woodware stamps, didn't we? These have, or some of these have already been on order and been sent out to the Stamp Hut, Craft Mania and the Art of Craft. So if you're looking for back in stock woodware stamps, do check those ones out. Don't forget, I also mentioned that our sentiment stamps from Jamie Rogers Crafts are back in stock today, so keep an eye out for those landing at your stockists over the next few days. And I also heard rumblings that our foam tape should be coming back in stock tomorrow, I believe. Our 2mm and 1mm foam tape. So they're our jolly great rolls that I know you will have seen me use before. I often want to wear them like a hat. I don't know why, I think it's just because they're big. But these are actually ones I've used quite an awful lot of, because these are my in here ones. But you get 50 metres on each roll, and the recommended retail price is £12.99. And they come in 1mm and 2mm. These are incredibly popular, and we've waited quite a while for them to get back into the country and to be delivered. And I believe they're coming tomorrow, if our tracking has any stance or truth to it. So hopefully they'll be back tomorrow, but we'll keep you posted on that one as well, I'm sure. Do we have any other questions that we need to answer, or can we pick our winner and leave them in peace?
Quick question from Sue. She says, what was the waterproof black stamp you used?
Oh, the ink. So that is one of, I don't know where I've put it. Oh, over here. This is one of our quick dry pigment inks. So this is a Jamie Rogers Crafts ink pad. The one I used was Black Panther. There are 6 colours in this collection. There is Elephant Grey. This is gorgeous. If you didn't catch the woodware shows with Francoise recently, she did amazing things of this. Honestly, I said to her, if it weren't mine already, you would have made me want to go and get one, because it was so incredible. The way she decorated, and it was around the snowman. It was this stamp here, and she just made it come to life with the grey going around the edge. If you don't have a grey ink pad already, honestly, that just blew my mind. Anyway, the grey is also in that collection. There's also Squirrel Red, Piggy Pink, Blue Emperor and Chameleon Green. There are 6 colours in that little pad collection. All of them work in the same way, so they're alcohol marker friendly, they are waterproof, they are blendable. They're just a really good ink, to be fair, and of course you can heat emboss them. But usually when we talk about heat embossing and we tell you something's pigmented, it means it's going to take an age to set. With these, they're quick dry, so again you don't have to worry about smudging them. You can get to work with them pretty quickly, as you see when I was doing my bit. Are either of our panels dry, Pete? We said we'd give them a little flash of the panels. I never remember to flash the panels, do I? I always say I'll show you that at the end, and I never do. Are either of them dry, or dry enough that we could go ooh and ah?
Yeah,
I'll
dry
drop my
enough.
stamp. This one's lovely, actually. So this one is our post box. It's still very wet, but it's going to give you a glimpse at that shimmer. Look at that shimmer. Doesn't that look? Ooh. Look at that. So there are mica mists that have been used on this one. And then our coat of many colours. How's that going? Oh. You can see the shimmer on these better, can't you, than when I showed you the woodware one earlier with just the white on it. I think it's the copper shining in the light better. But this was what I was on about with the black ink. I love how when you mist over the black ink, it takes on all of that mica. So we get that beautiful colour sat on top of the actual stamp. So when anytime we've got more like a silhouette image, you get that beautiful shimmer to it. Now this again isn't quite dry, but it's certainly giving us a bit of sparkle and a bit of shine, isn't it? I love them, misters. Love them. Okay, can we leave you all in peace now? Any more questions or comments? Oh, we haven't done your winner, have we, Pete?
We need the winner.
We need to do your winner.
We
I need
do.
to find my little sound box before I get my own down. Does get a bit picky if I don't give him the sounds, so we have to make sure the box is ready. So then, Peter, independent adjudicator,
Yeah.
do tell us more. Who is our winner this evening?
So thank you all for all your comments of your wish lists and bits for Christmas. And tonight's winner is... Whoa.
Oh, I hit it again, sorry.
Dear Lord.
That's not building the hype.
We can't have 2 winners.
No, we can't do that.
Congratulations goes to Rosie Dyer. She's
Oh,
congratulations, Rosie. She's after a cordless Hoover. So
cordless Hoover. We could do a cordless Hoover.
good. Gives me ideas. She's hoping to get that before Christmas, and then she can have something else for Christmas. But well done, Rosie. If you want to drop us an email at jamierogerscrafts@hotmail.com and let us know if you'd like your card signed or not. We'll get them popped in the post for you. But yeah, thank you all for all your comments. And that's good night from me.
Thank you all for joining us. I hope it's been okay. I apologise for both of us, but I hope it's been an enjoyable hour. And I will be back Monday. I'm going to let Gwen tell you a little bit more about what I'm doing on Monday. But if you are still with us and you haven't run off, join us Monday. You're going to like Monday. I'm going to like Monday. Monday's going to be good fun. So come and join us Monday at 7 p.m. But of course, don't forget to join Gwen tomorrow night at 7 p.m. She's very worried that she's on a night she's not meant to be in, that no one's going to turn up. So it could just be me and her just chatting to ourselves. So if you are available, please do come along and join us. It'll be a lovely little evening. Lots of inspiration with the Dies to Dot collection. So see you back here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. with Gwen in charge. So it'll be a bit more professional and probably a lot more inspirational. So see you tomorrow, 7. Thanks again for joining us, and see you then.
Bye for now. Night.